It's a storm coming. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going hard for it. I had to stop for it. Yeah. Here goes the thunder. It's a storm coming. It's a storm coming. It's a storm coming. It's a storm coming. It's a storm.
What's good, my royalty family? Back at it again with another quick video, another quick update on everything that's going around these whole last call models of the Challenger and Charger. So like, comment, subscribe, tune in for all the car education, car knowledge, car entertainment that I have coming to the channel. Now let's dive in. So it seems like the Dodge Challenger is getting another. Good, my royalty family, back at it again with another video. So go ahead and hit that like button, go ahead and comment and subscribe to the channel. This channel is about cars, lifestyle behind cars, car education, car knowledge, car entertainment. So if you're into stuff like that, feel free to stick around and browse the content that I do have on the channel, because I got some educational PO.
What's up, Redline Junkies? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to tell you 5 reasons why you should do your research before you choose an auto insurance company. So without further ado, let's get into it.
So check this out. You know the winner of our giveaway, he is right here. My man won the 2 gift cards, man. I'm giving them to him right now. Like I said, I ain't playing. So that's a $50 one right there. That's a $25 one right there. Hey, you earned it, man. You won it. Congratulations, man.
Everything you do, man.
Yes, sir.
Positive role model.
Yes.
Hey, you gotta get me on the podcast, man. Let's talk about real life, man.
Hey, I got your number now. So I definitely hit you up, man. So yeah.
Man, you doing big things, man. I'm trying to do it with you.
Hey, we all trying to grow together, man. So that's what it's all about. Support. You know, supporting each other, man. That's what we got to do. So you know.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir. For sure. Yes, sir. No doubt.
Keeping up with the bill, man.
Yes, sir.
Sadie.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all see it.
Yes, sir.
You know, my brother right here. Amen. But yeah, man, this is the winner. You know, like I said, I ain't playing around. Y'all, I guess y'all thought I was playing with this giveaway. I'm not.
Fair, man. No scam.
Ain't no scam at all. He won fair and square. So hey, yo, you see it right there. So yeah, also check him out, man. Hit him up on Instagram. Go ahead and shout out everything, man.
I'm out on everything on Snapchat. That's Deuces.ImOut. That's it, man. So yeah, I be doing crazy with the bill. I got a mini truck and a Q60.
Yeah, tell them what else you be doing, man.
Man, I be working on the clothing line. So you know, me and my girl, this is my girl from Ariana. We be drawing up stuff, working on graphic design and all that. So soon we're gonna drop a clothing line. It's gonna be crazy.
Definitely.
I'm a mechanic. I got a shop out in STEM, so yeah, man, I'm staying busy. It's hard out here, man. So we got to keep hustling.
Yes, sir. That's what it's all about. And like I said, love and support. And I'm definitely gonna support my brother, man. So, but yeah, I'll hit y'all back in a minute.
What's happening, family? What's happening? What's good with y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? It's Tonio the Quiet Storm, along with my man Deuces.ImOut and Redline Junkies today. Shout out to my man Living with Kings, who couldn't be with us today, but he will definitely be on the next one. Also, shout out to my tech team who's taking care of a sick child. So praying that she gets well very soon. What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing today, man?
I'm all right, and you, man. Good to be back, man. Good to see y'all, brothers.
Man, I'm good. I'm good. Yes, sir. Redline, what's good with you, man? You on mute, brother.
My bad. I forgot I was even on mute. I said, yeah. I'm all good, man. You know what I'm saying? Just living the life, man. Living the life.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Hey, it's a blessing to continue to be here, man. Hey, we just keep moving forward. But for you all out there, once you join us, we got a great show for you today, man. We're gonna be talking about our YouTube brands and why we did it, and we're also gonna get into a little bit of credit stuff. So try to help you out with a little bit of credit, how to get your credit right, some things that you can do. So yeah, we're gonna get into it. And my man Deuces out. You wanted to get on the podcast. I made your dream come true, man.
Yeah, man. It's been amazing.
So, but yeah, I'm glad to have y'all, man. Definitely, man. I definitely enjoy, fellowshipping with some good brothers, man. So, definitely, man. I definitely appreciate y'all being on here and, sharing your knowledge and stuff as well. So, but yeah, we gonna get into it. We ain't gonna hold you long. We know everybody got stuff to do on a Saturday and whatnot. So I'm gonna start it off with Redline. Go ahead and talk a little bit about your YouTube, man.
Hey man, you know what I'm saying? My YouTube channel pretty much right now it's about BMW content. I shoot some other stuff as well, but I mainly focus on BMWs and mainly, you know what I'm saying, to bring like the real life to it. With these cars and being inspiration. Because a lot of people, in the car community when I seen, they just worry about the money that they spending on these cars and they don't even keep them that long, you know what I'm saying? They don't even be like, 6 months from now they be done traded it in and you know what I'm saying, got rid of it. So I'm trying to keep my BMW long enough, I said to tell every little bit, about the service experience, about, stuff need to be replaced and whatnot, what it really means to the ownership of the car, gas, car insurance, all different types of stuff. Cause I daily mine. It's my only car right now. I'm probably going to end up getting another one, but getting another car, but it's my only car right now. So I'm trying to, debut that. And then, like I said, just be an inspiration. I work hard, and I say work hard, play hard.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They say work hard, play harder. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So my man Deuces out. We trying to get you up and running on YouTube, man. But just let us know a little bit what you want to, what you got in your mind as far as what you want to put on the channel, man.
Oh man, for what I want to put on channel, I just want to give everybody a perspective of the day in life of what me and my boys do in the country, man. We do all these Frankenstein bills, man, and try to touch everything. And I just want to show the car scene pretty much like I do, the underground car scene that a lot of people don't know about, and just car stuff, man. My passion for cars and just show everybody anything's possible, man. With God and the right people, man, and yeah, that's it, man. Just I hope my life through my eyes, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Hey man,
sir.
you got to start that channel, man. That'd be crazy, I mean, that's the whole point of starting a YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? Is really to show some stuff that most people ain't showing. And I feel like, there's a bunch of people on YouTube, but especially in the car community, we need those down home people where they just not flaunting the money that they have. You know what I'm saying? Is especially in the car, like we ain't going to buy 4 Giottos, and if we are, you know what I'm saying, we telling you how we got there, opposed to focusing on that we spent 20,000 on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So hey man, we need more of that, man. You got to start that channel, bro.
Definitely, man. I mean, because it shows you, for one, we weren't born rich. It took us steps to get to where we are now, and still stepping a little bit, you know, because
sir.
I'm still trying to get there too. So
Yeah.
hey, I mean, it's just taking baby steps, in which, you know, hey, I'm fine with that. I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
But you know, definitely get that channel up, man. We definitely here to support you and to help you with that as well.
Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all.
It start with
So
one video, man. That's always the hardest is to start that video. I know me, like, you know what I'm saying, with other stuff going on, I'll be taking breaks and stuff, and like then it's hard to get back in there. But I just gotta tell myself, hey man, gotta go shoot that video. Shoot at least one video, 5 minutes, you know what I'm saying, just say what's up. Like you gotta do it. So
Okay.
Yep. That, I mean, basically you introducing yourself. So basically, you know, the first video that's your introduction right there. Hey, you know, I'm Deuces.ImOut. You know, I do this, and I'm gonna just take you along with me. You know, just to show you what I do.
Yes,
And
sir.
that's 2-3 minutes right there.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just an introduction, just to let them know who you are. You know what I'm saying? You can have your, you know what I'm saying, like say you do Frankenstein builds and stuff like that. You can have a build in the background, and you know what I'm saying, just be like, hey man, this is the project that I'm working on right now. You know, I'm gonna show y'all this project plus some other projects, and hey man, y'all just come along for the journey, and you know, end the story. So, you know, for me, like I said, it's BMW content for me right now. So it's just me learning about BMW. This is my first one. So
Okay.
matter of fact, it's my first European car. So, you know, it's just learning about the whole experience and, you know, what BMW has going on. And, you know, BMW killing the game right now. They dropping so many cars. And, you know, yeah.
Yeah, they're nice, man. They're nice. German engineering. Got
Yeah,
respect
you know,
for it,
that's what they say in all the rap songs of German engineering, you know.
man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, I mean, basically my YouTube channel, you know, I started off, you know, it ain't, I mean, it's a car channel, but it's not totally a car channel. It's basically for motivation, inspiration, you know, and try to encourage somebody, man, you know, just to show them that, hey, they can do everything that I did, they can do it too. You know, we all start from the bottom and then we grow up in levels, man. So that's what it's all about. And that's, you know, got to teach people that. You know, I try to do that now, especially with the little messages that I actually sharing out each day now, man. I'm trying to, you know, encourage people, motivate people, inspire people, you know, say, hey, you know, and that this is real, you know, I can do it too. And not only that, also show them that, you know, God is the head of your life, you know, and he's always, you know, the one you got to answer to.
Yep.
So, you know, definitely got to throw that inspiration in there. So that's what I'm pretty much trying to do, man. Not only for my channel, but also, you know, in life for my organization that I'm trying to get back up and running as well, man. So it's coming. It's coming. You know, it's slowly dragging, but you know, we still gonna get there, you know. But hey, I'm all with it, you know. I'm just gotta find the right people to come in, jump in and help me, and you know, we just, you know, take this a long way, man. So hey, that's what it's about, man. That's what my channel's about and everything. So, you know, gotta stay positive all the
Yeah,
time.
got to. It's a negative world out here, man. So yeah, we appreciate that, man. That positivity you throw out there, man. For real. I know it means a lot to me when I see you post. So
Yeah.
yeah, we appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate it, man. I'm glad that I'm able to help somebody, because, matter of fact, I had somebody message me on IG the other day, say, "Hey, everything you post up, you know, is I definitely appreciate everything that you're saying, you know, because you know you putting God first for one, and you know you positive, you know, you definitely, you know, staying positive. So you know they definitely appreciate it, and it makes me feel good that I'm actually doing something to help somebody
Yes,
and
sir.
inspiring them as well. So you know, I'm enjoying it, man, and I'm loving it, and I'm loving people. You know, when I'm driving around, you know, they're looking at my car, just turn around, his head turners and everything, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yes, sir.
I love it, man. I love it. You know, it just
Yeah, I
makes me
mean,
feel good.
yeah, you gotta feed that positivity in the world. I tell you every day, man, you gotta get your dose of positivity because negativity gonna come easy. It's the positivity that's gonna be hard. You know what I'm saying? I always say, in every negative, try to find a positive. You know,
Right.
Yep,
um,
yep.
And you know, like I got a video dropping next week. You know, based on my experience with, you know, a BMW dealership. You know, I just moved back home a few months ago, so you know, I got a video dropping next week about a experience that I had with the, you know, BMW dealership. But you know, focus on the positive side. You know, I got some content out of it, and then you know, I learned some things as well. So you know, just focusing on the positive side of stuff. So
Yeah.
you know, it's all in your perspective and how you look at it.
Yeah, you
Yep.
know.
Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But hey, but yep, that's what it's about with YouTube, man. But we definitely start that channel, man. Start that channel.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But you know, we're gonna continue to move forward and jump right into this other topic about credit. You know, so a lot of people, you know, they using, you know, some of these companies to repair their credit, paying all this money out, you know, to repair their credit, but they don't know that they can actually also help themselves and save some of that money to repair their credit. What's your take on that, Redline?
Hey man, you know what I'm saying? The credit game, I ain't gonna say it's easy, but you know what I'm saying, at the same time, I've never paid anybody to fix my credit. You know what I'm saying? I've had bad credit, I've had middle credit, I've had good credit, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been on all different types of spectrum, and I've had good credit and then went down to bad credit, and you know, I had to build myself back up. And so, you know, what I learned about credit is that, you know, most of the time, as long as you know your credit score, the first thing is knowing your credit score, you know what I'm saying? And knowing what the negative remarks is, you know what I'm saying, that's affecting your credit score and how it affects it. You know, number one thing is time. You know, I know you know, growing up, I used to hear, you know, don't miss no payments on nothing. But the reality of it is when you really understand credit, you understand that like if you got 20,000 on time payments and you miss 3 payments, it might affect you a little bit, but over time, you know what I'm saying, that the longer your credit history is, the less that's going to affect your credit. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's and credit is more of a, you know, time is the number one thing. Like over time, your credit gets better naturally. Even if you don't, you know what I'm saying, do anything, over time your credit gets, you know, um better. Like last month, my credit score went up 13 points. I ain't bought nothing new. You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't bought nothing new in like probably like a year. Like, but you know, last month credit score just went up 13 points. And so, you know, when you understand, you know, how credit works, you understand how that, you know, that goes up. Now there's a bunch of companies nowadays, you know, that will help you get your, you know, credit up. But usually I say you don't have to pay nobody to get your credit. You know what I'm saying? Just pull your credit report. You can pull it from the bureaus and look and be like, okay, well, I got some debt. Okay, well, now you know you need to pay down that debt. You know you need to be 30%, under 30% utilization. You know, if you got some late payments, don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? As long as you got some open credit lines that you add in payments to, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a ratio. You know what I'm saying? So as long as you got some open lines where you add in payments to it, then, you know, forget about those late payments. Just try not to have no more late payments. You know, it's just very simple things that affect your credit. But, you know, credit history is the main thing. You know, they want to see 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years of credit. You know, because you can have 3 years of credit history, have a 750 credit score, and they still not give you nothing.
Right.
You know, because they like, man, you new to the game, like you know, like so it's a history thing. You know, like right now I got like I think like 10 years of credit history. So you know, you go into a dealership or things that they're just giving you stuff at this point. But yeah, you know, I think the first thing is pulling your credit, making sure you know your score, and then finding what is the negativity on your report, because then you could go and actually fix those things, you know, because they give you the number on your report of the creditor. And you can even just call the creditor and be like, hey man, you know what I'm saying? If you don't recognize it, you can dispute it. But if you you missed a payment, or you know you got some debt, you know what I'm saying, you need to solve it, just call the creditor and be like, hey bro, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to make a payment plan or something.
Yep.
You know, it's very simple. You don't have to pay these companies and these people, like, you know what I'm saying, thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars just to fix something that's yours.
Yep.
You know, and I would even say it probably helps you more if like you do it yourself, because then you always know how to fix it. Because credit's not just for 20 years I'm gonna have a good credit score. You know, anything can happen. You got to know how to fix it. That's really what it is.
Yep. And something that I learned also, as far as with credit, like you said before, you can dispute it, and you can actually also, you dispute it online as well. So you actually don't have to call. You can just dispute it on, hey, hit the button. I want to dispute this. This
Give them a
this need to be
reason.
removed. Yep.
Yeah.
This need to be removed, and go from there. And hey, most of the time they remove it. Hey, you building your credit back up. And another thing I found out is, like, if you was a person that kind of moved around a little bit and you got different addresses on your credit report, if you remove them, that helps you out too. So I'm like, yeah. So you got to remove them old addresses. Be like, hey, no, I don't live there no more. It's been years since I've been there, so you can take that off, please. And that helps you out. And from my experience, so.
Yeah, I got like one address, you know what I'm saying, on my credit report, and that's the same address I use no matter what, no matter where I move or whatever, I use that same address in my mama house. She ain't going nowhere. She been there for 30 years. So, and I'm only 28, so you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yeah, I use that same address, because that helps with identity as well, you know what I'm saying? Because people do try to steal your identity. Those little pieces, they ask you that before they access your credit report. So, you take care of those little things. If you don't have 20 jobs, and because every time you apply for credit, whatever job you got at that time, that's what they report to the credit bureau. So if you're not working there no more, just go and remove those other jobs. So, for me, I've been at the same company for 4 years, so that's the only thing that's been on my credit history. But yeah, definitely pay attention. I mean, you can literally pull. I think they haven't changed it yet during this COVID time. You could pull it every week. I think you still can pull it every week now, because they realize, during this COVID time, a lot of people were stealing people's credit.
Yep.
And so, cybersecurity is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Just for a fun fact, if you ever want to go into cybersecurity, it will make you a lot of money. So. It's a huge industry, but and you can just get certificates for that, 2 year, 4 year, whatever. But yeah, just pull your credit from the credit bureau. I forgot what website. I think it's like Free Credit Report or something like that .com or something like that. You just go there and pull all 3 of your bureaus. They give you everything, like stuff that you probably can't even see in Credit Karma. You know what I'm saying, or whatnot, because Credit Karma, every company calculates your credit score differently, but Credit Karma is like they give you your score, but it may be a little different, and the stuff that you see may be a little different when you pull your actual credit score from the bureaus. So they tell you everything. Like if you had a delinquency like 10 years ago, they're gonna tell you. You know what I'm saying? Credit Karma might not tell you. So you gotta be understanding of that where, like, your Credit Karma might say you got a 750, but when you go apply to credit, they might say you got a 700. Because it's just in all how they calculate the credit. So you gotta know that, and that's the first step. I mean, that's the first step of anything, is knowing how to fix your credit. You gotta know what's wrong with it.
Right. Yep. So definitely, you see that on there. You definitely, like I said, like you said, it's better to go to the bureaus itself. Credit Karma is good for short term. If you're just trying to, hey, I want to just check it out, see what's going on. Okay, cool. Like you said, you got 750, but then, like I said, the bureaus say a little something different, because Credit Karma, I don't know which bureaus is actually looking at. I think it's Experian and
I think it's TransUnion and Equifax. I think it is.
Yeah. That's what it is. Equifax and TransUnion. So you could look at Experian, that a company might be using Experian, so you're not gonna see that on Credit Karma. So you definitely got to go to the bureau to look at it yourself.
Yeah.
So it just depends on what companies you look at, what bureau. It just all depends, because each bureau has a different credit score. Ain't none of them same.
I would say, you know what I'm saying, when you even go in to apply for credit, you know what I'm saying, people use that to their advantage. There's 3 bureaus right now. So if you know that dealership, you know, usually your TransUnion is higher than your Equifax. And the reason why that is because everything gets reported to Equifax, but not everything is used in your TransUnion. So there's some stuff on your Equifax credit report that's not on your TransUnion credit report. And dealerships, and you know, I use dealerships, but dealerships and a lot of creditors use TransUnion simply because they know that you'll have a higher credit score. They want your highest credit score. They would usually ask, they're like, what's your highest credit score? And so, you know, if you got a 750 in your TransUnion, and let's just say, you know what I'm saying, you got a 680, you know what I'm saying, Equifax, you're going to be like, hey, man, use my TransUnion. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. It's just, I mean, that's the way it works. You know what I'm saying? When you know the credit game, you know how to apply the credit. And, you know, and that's really what it is. And I would say, you know, my biggest thing is, you know, growing up, credit's a lot more important than it used to be. But, you know, growing up, it used to be they had more cash than they had credit. And now you want to have more credit than necessarily have more than cash. Because, you know, everything's affected. Jobs pull your credit. When you volunteer, like I volunteered, I just started volunteering at my church. And, you know, they pull your credit. When you go get car insurance, they pull your credit. It's just so many things that when you get an apartment or rental property or whatever, they pull your credit, even if you're not applying for credit. They pull your credit score because it's a depiction of who you are, which it really isn't. You shouldn't look at yourself that way, but that's how a lot of people see it. And so you really got to pay attention to your credit, but don't get so consumed in like, oh, if I got a bad credit score, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be a while before, you know what I'm saying, I'm a piece of crap or whatever, this and the third. Like credit is easily fixed. I will tell you that. It is easily fixed. If you got a bunch of debt, you know your credit score is low. All right, well, you know, figure out a plan to pay off your debt. You know, the more you pay off, obviously, the higher your credit score is going to go up. You know, just the little thing. Don't get a lot of inquiries. There's soft and hard inquiries. Soft ones don't really matter that much, but, you know, hard inquiries is usually they stay on your credit at least 2 years. But you can also dispute those as well. Like, hey, man, I need you to remove this. So yeah.
Yep. Hey, Deuces.ImOut. What is your experience with credit?
Man. I always had a good credit score. I learned from the OGs, man, not to do too much, pace yourself, do a little bit at a time, and just know your situation. Like, you know your money and what you can handle at a time. And, you know, when you overdo it, that's when things go bad. So I try not to go bad. But yeah, I had a good credit score. I had like a 740 at a time until I bought a house and I just moved. So I'm playing catch up. But yeah, I know the good thing about credit, like Redline said, man, when you get the 700s, man, dealerships treat you like a king, man.
They're like, what you want up in here?
I know, right? You want this? You want that? You want to have it?
You're like, you want 3 cars? Oh, baby.
You want the transform too? Yeah. Oh man, the world is yours, man. The world is yours when you get up there. And you just gotta maintain it and just pace yourself. So me, I just do 1 or 2 things at a time, pay that off, go from there, you know. And pray I never get into a bad spot. But, you know, you pace yourself and you know your situation, and don't bear too much of burden. You know what I mean? That weight just keep piling on your back, man.
That, you know what I'm saying, that'll stress you out. You know what I'm saying, I say all the time, you know, me being a millennial, you know, my biggest thing ever, you know, was what started my credit journey was student loans. You know, I still got student loans to this day. You know, most of America still got student loans, and I don't know if, you know, saying y'all been following the news, but, you know, Biden just, you know, said he gonna, you know, forgive some student loans. But, you know, because a lot of people's credit was messed up because of student loans.
Yep.
You know, what can you do when you just ain't got the money to pay your student loans? You know what I'm saying? Your loans is outpacing, you know what I'm saying, your income.
Yeah.
You know, and so a lot of people, you know, in America, you know, they got crap credit scores just simply because, you know, their student loans, and it's nothing that they really can do about it because their payment's so high to their income.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I tell people all the time, you know, I meet young people that I'm like, man, I got all this debt, this and the third, you know, with my, you know, my student loans, this and the third. I'm like, hey man, you can't let your credit score be you. You know what I'm saying? You can't focus so much on it to where, you know, it gets you depressed, it gets you, you know, upset. Yeah, credit is you know, important, but you also got to keep the Lord first because the Lord knows that you struggling.
Yeah.
You know, I don't believe that, you know what I'm saying, that Jesus died on the cross for us to be sitting here like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, I got so much debt, I'm broke, you know what I'm saying, I ain't got no money in my, I refuse to believe that, you know what I'm saying. It may not, you know, my grandma used to say before she passed away was like, you know, he may not come when you want it, but he always on time. So
Yes,
you know what I'm saying, it's more about having that faith and being patient. You know what I'm saying? You might say you need it right now, but he may be waiting for that perfect time to come through and, you know what I'm saying, and open the doors, and you be like, dang, man, I wasn't even expecting this, you know. And so, and just because you got, you know what I'm saying, no credit or bad credit don't mean that doors can't be open for you.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it may be a situation where you need your credit, you be like, man, you know, I got, let's say, you know what I'm saying, I got a 440 or I got a 500, you know what I'm saying, that they ain't gonna give it to me. Hey man, just go apply. You know what I'm saying? You never know, you know, what the Lord may open that door or whatever, and you be in there.
Yeah.
Like I said, definitely, you know, like you know what I'm saying, like you said, don't overdo yourself. You know, don't be going out here buying all this crazy stuff just cause, you know what I'm saying, and running up credit cards and, you know, doing all this crazy stuff. But I usually say use credit with purpose.
Yeah.
You know, if you need the credit, I mean, for me, I usually always, as long as I got the money in the bank, you know, I'll use the credit just simply because I know I got the money to pay it off. And usually when you use your credit, you building your credit, you get more and more. They're going to give you more and more. And then, you know, on top of that, they give you rewards. Like all my credit cards give me cash back. So, you know, if I got, you know, I'm going to spend $200 and they don't give me, you know, let's say they give me $10 on my $200 just by using my credit card. Why not get that $10? You know, it may seem like a little bit, but that's $10 that I ain't got. You know what I'm saying? Right. So yeah, you know, like I said, you gotta use common sense when it comes to this credit thing. Like my grandma growing up, when she always had credit card debt, but the reality of it is that she didn't understand the way the credit game works. You know, she had expenses that she put on her credit card. For me, I realized that, you know what I'm saying, if I know I'm going to get the money, you know what I'm saying, like guaranteed I'm going to get the money, then I may put it on there if I ain't got the money. But like usually my rule of thumb is if I ain't got the money in my bank account, I'm not using the card. I'd rather the bill, to be honest, I'd rather the bill not get paid than, you know what I'm saying, me to put it on the credit card and then I pay the bill, then the bill going to come back because it's usually a monthly bill, and then I still got to pay my credit card bill too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just, you know, it's picking your poison. At that point, I'm like, hey man, this is what I got this month. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do with it? Like, you know, because most creditors, they willing to work with you. They rather work with you than, you know, report to the credit bureau saying that you're not gonna pay because they usually not gonna get the money.
Yeah.
So, you know, you just gotta figure out what best works for your situation, and you know what I'm saying, like I said, the first step is just figuring out what's going on with your credit.
Yeah, because that's, you know, me growing up. I mean, I'm 44 years old. You know, I'm still learning. I'm still young in the game, but but you know, that was my problem before. You know, I have, you know, not in high school, college. I got my first credit card. You know, they wrap you up when you go off. Hey, you want to apply for this credit card? Okay, cool. You know, got that thing. You start using that thing and whatnot. Not even not understanding how it worked. You know, totally. But you know, you got that first credit card. You just start swiping. Then you get a bill. Like, what the heck? You know? You like, all right, how am I pay this? Then you get another credit card, pay that off with that credit card because it gets low interest rate and stuff. And that's what me coming up. That's how I kind of messed up at, not understanding the total, I guess the total thing about credit at all at that time. But now I understand a lot more. Definitely got to like you said, take it one thing at a time. Hey, pay down this a little bit, pay down that a little bit when you can. And hey, like you said, it's a good concept when you say, hey, if you got it in the bank, use your credit. If you don't, don't even worry about it. So, I definitely love that concept right there.
I mean, that's free money. It's like my 401k. My uncle taught me. What started his wealth was his 401k. He taught me a lot of companies. If you work for a good company, they gonna contribute a certain amount to your 401k. You know what I'm saying? Me, I contribute. More than what my company contributes, but I just have the income to do that. But I'm gonna at least get the free money. My company contributes 4.5%. I'm gonna at least get the free money. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I look at it with the credit. If why spend my own cash? You know what I'm saying? Because that's how rich people look at it. So it's like, okay, if I can go put it on a credit card, I know I got the cash in the bank. So let's say that, like, I take that $200 instead of spending it on that purchase, I just purchase it with the credit card, and say I go put that in the stock market or something, and I get a return on that. And then that same money I made that same money buy two different things, an asset and then something else. And now I made more money, and then I can use that to pay that. It's just how, like, when you buy a house, most people, a lot of people live in apartments nowadays. But I always tell people, work your way to a house, because you get tax benefits. You get stuff like a home equity loan. Rich people, they go buy a home. Say you buy it for $140. Now the house worth $160. You need $20,000. You go take a home equity loan, take that $20,000, go invest it, build an asset, and now you got an asset, and you can pay your home. Like, that's what ownership is. That's what ownership gives you. And it's the same thing with credit. When you get in that game where I was always taught, younger, man, don't go get all these credit cards. I got like 15 credit cards, bro. 15 credit cards. Now, I got a purpose for each one of those credit cards. Like, I got a card I use only for PlayStation stuff, a card I only use for car mods, a card I use for business expenses. Each card got a specific, reason why I have it. It's not just I just got a bunch of random cards. But I understand that, like, credit utilization. You want to be under your credit utilization, and once you like you said, if they give you $1,000, don't go use $1,000. You know what I'm saying? You use like 300 of it, and then once you pay that off, they're gonna be like, well, this man, he paying. He paying up. Hey, I'm gonna give you 2,000.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my first credit card was in college. I went to High Point University, and I remember I was a broke college student. I was broke, bro. I was so broke. I was matter of fact, I was on work study. I worked 2 work study jobs. Then I had a full-time job outside of school, and I was a full-time student. I ain't have no car, none of that. And I was like, you know what? I really need a credit card. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why. I was like, I really need a credit card. I walked. Wells Fargo was down like 30 minutes from my college. I walked to Wells Fargo, and I was like, hey, man, I just need a credit card. It was like, yeah, no problem. You know what I'm saying? You're a student. They gave me a student card. And I told him, I was like, bro, I just need $200. That's all I care about. Give me $200. And I kid you not, they gave me $500. I went and spent. I was so afraid of credit card debt. I had a girl at the time. I went and took her. I think it was like Chili's or something. And I spent like $100 that day. And I literally got home and I paid it off because I was so afraid of credit card debt. And the bank literally called me the next day and was like, I was at where they was like, Mr. Howell, that's not the way credit work, right? It was like, you got to let it hit your bank statement and, hit your credit first. You can't just go pay it. Like, you wasting money at this point. And they were like, let it take 30 days, let it hit your credit statement and then pay it off. And then at that point, your credit will grow because now we see that you got the payment history. We see that you can handle, if we give you 20,000, we see that you can handle that 20,000. And then we'll give you 40,000. We see you can handle that 40,000. We give you 100,000. You know what I'm saying? And that's where, that's the game. Like, people think that, don't get me wrong, money is important, but when you taking the steps to get somewhere, like financing my X3, I couldn't do that when I was like 25. It took baby steps. I had to go finance, 30,000, pay on that for a little bit, do good with that. Then go finance 50,000. you know what I'm saying? Then go finance, you know, 70,000, you know, and you keep it moving because then they give you more and they give you more and they give you more, you know. Now I think my limit, you know what I'm saying, in financing cars is like 200,000. I'm not gonna go spend 200,000 because that's just ridiculous at my income.
Yeah.
But but you know, they'll approve me for 200,000.
Yeah, that's
You
awesome.
know, and that's where you also gotta understand too. Just because you get approved for it, don't mean that you use it.
I was about to say the same thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Same
It's
thing.
like
It's
Spider-Man.
love you, huh?
You know, like in Spider-Man, they say, you know what I'm saying, with great power comes great responsibility. Hey man, you go in there and they tell you, man, the lot is yours. Don't go in there and be like, yeah, you know, the lot is mine. You know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if your bank account is saying something else, you better be like, hey man, you know what I'm saying? Let me just come in here and get what I came for. You know what I'm saying? And roll out.
The lot is mine. I'm gonna take three of those.
Exactly. People start getting on, but like, hey, I'm approved for that. Oh snap! All right, let me get that, all of that right there.
Yeah, you'll get real acquainted with bankruptcy. You know what I'm saying? My boy, you know, he just filed bankruptcy because he went in there and they approved him for so many cars. I mean, he had the AMG, he had the Benz, he had like the Challenger Scat Pack, he had the what else he had? He had like the BMWs. He had all these cars, and then he looked back. You know, I'm sitting right there. I'm like, bro, don't go get that car. Every day he calling me, hey man, you know what I'm saying? I done bought a new car. I'm like, bro, do you know how much your payment's gonna be on these? Crazy. Like then he got to the point where he was like, dang, I ain't got no money in the bank.
I wonder why.
He had to file bankruptcy. That's all he could do. You know what I'm saying? And then he had to wait 3 months. You know, it's different types of bankruptcy. I don't really get into it, but you know what I'm saying? You can only file bankruptcy. It used to be every 7 years, now it's every 8 years, and it's tough. It's tough. You know what I'm saying? And so you got to manage your money. You know what I'm saying? When it come to that, because just because they give it to you, don't mean you need to take it. It's just you got to know you, because they'll give it to you no matter what, because they're gonna make some money off of it. But you got to understand that when it comes to you and your finances and what you got going on, you know, there's a purpose. And don't get me wrong, there is times where you need to go spend more than you necessarily bring in. But when it comes to that, it's usually in business or you stepping out on faith. Because there's plenty of times where you need it. You need to make that jump, and that's a faith move. And you may not have the money in your bank account. You may not can't afford it. You may not know where the money's gonna come from, but the Lord is telling you to move. And there's plenty of times in my life that I have done that. But that is a definitely, you know, you got to pray, you got to fast, you got to, you know, turn your plate down. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole different other experience. You know what I'm saying? When you don't have the money, you're like, is it, you know, Lord, you know, like. But most of the time, rule of thumb is, you know what I'm saying, if you ain't got it in your bank account, don't go spend the money. You know what I'm saying? I say, the way my pastor looks at it is like, out of 100%, you should live on 70% of your income. That's really, you know what I'm saying, really what it is. And I say that because 10% usually go to the church. 10% you invest, meaning that you build an asset. And that should be easy if you give your 10% to the church. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said, you know, give me my 10%, you keep the 90, you know, so there'd be food in my house. And then, you know, the other 10% go to your savings. That's usually how it goes. So that's the 30%, and then you keep the 70%, and that's you live off the 70%. And as long as you keep that rule of thumb, you should be good. You know what I'm saying? This is, hey man. And that's definitely credit. You know, if you want them new Jordans,
that's good.
Hey bro, if you ain't got the money, just don't spend it. You know what I'm saying? I understand they the Jordan 1s or whatever, you know what I'm saying? They came and they so fresh, you want to get them before everybody else got them. But like, if you ain't got the money, bro, think about your financial future, you know.
Yeah, invested in something that's going to carry you versus something that's just temporary.
Yeah.
Assets, liabilities. You know, I always say, like for me, I haven't bought a house yet. Not that I can't afford, you know, necessarily to go buy a house, but the reality of it is I don't want to buy a house until it becomes an asset for me. Like, for me to go buy a house and I'm spending my salary to pay my mortgage, that's not what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Because at that point, a liability is something pulling money out of your pocket. An asset is something that's giving you money. Yeah. And so the reality of it is that when I can go build a business that's going to pay for my house, then at that point, my house is an asset. It's not a liability. Yeah. You know, and so when I can build an asset, like I want an M5 competition. Yeah, I could probably go get one. But the reality of it is that I want to build an asset that's going to pay for that M5. You know, I want a G-Wagon. Yep. Technically, I can write the G-Wagon off as a business expense. But that G-Wagon payment is not going to be an asset. It's going to be a liability. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? Yep. I got to build an asset to take care of that. Whatever you want in your life. You know, I listen to people like Grant Cardone and, you know, Bishop T.D. Jakes and stuff like that. Robert Kiyosaki, you got to understand when you build those assets to take care of your lifestyle, that's what rich people do. Yeah. They don't keep money in their savings account. They might be worth $200 billion, but most of their money is in stocks and bonds and all different other types of assets. They might have a few million in the bank account, but most of their money is tied up in actual assets that are inflation proof. Yeah. Inflation only matters if you got money in the bank account that's wasting away. Is it really, you know, that's the only time inflation matters. But if you got an asset that's appreciating in value, bro, the sky's the limit. Yep.
Because a house definitely will, especially if it's like a rural, well, not even rural area, but like kind of countryside, and then they start building up around it. Oh, your house is going up. Yeah. It's going up. So,
you see a Publix popping up, you see a Walmart popping up, and your value of your house about to go up. You know what I'm saying? When you gonna become one of those people that, you know, worry about your property value. Yep. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, homeowners associations, they be like, hey man, you know what I'm saying, you gotta cut your grass, and we don't do that kind of stuff in this neighborhood because they worried about property values. Yeah. Like that. Hey man, it's a different lifestyle, you know, because they understand the value of owning that asset.
Yep. Because I from experience, you know, I noticed, you know, the house that I got, you know, from when I got it to now, I mean, that the price is just off the chain now. I'm like, man, it's really worth that much now. I mean, it's crazy. So definitely, I definitely agree with that. Yeah.
And the credit, you know what I'm saying? That's how you get your, you know, the thing about it is when you understand the credit game, like most of America is in debt. Companies are usually run off debt. You know what I'm saying? You get debt in exchange for, you know, I don't know if you've ever watched Shark Tank, but, you know, what they do is when you need inventory, you know, say you got an inventory business. When you need inventory, you take a purchase order to the place. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not that you have the money right now. It's that you have a guarantee, like, all right, well, in a few months, 6 months from now, whatever, I'll have this money. That's credit. It's just a different type of credit. You know what I'm saying? They give you the inventory. You ain't paid for nothing yet. You know what I'm saying? You just got it on credit. And then you go make the money and then you pay it. That's credit. Most businesses, you know, most businesses won't survive if you don't have no credit. You know what I'm saying? Because credit allows you to get more than what you have currently. And you need that. But you just have to understand how to manage that credit. And when you manage that credit properly, hey man, the sky is the limit, bro. The sky is the limit. I'll tell you that right now. That's what I'm trying to build right now. My business credit. I'm like, man, the sky is the limit, boy. When you go buy something in your business name, you're like, yeah. Like I was at the BMW dealership the other day, and it says for sale, and it said the business name. It didn't even say the person's name. It said the business name. It was like a regular, I think it was like an X6, something like that. I was like, yeah, that's what I want. I don't even put my name on stuff no more. I just put my business name.
Yep, definitely. I mean, we definitely gonna get into business stuff on the next one as well. So if you're out there watching, you want to learn how to start a business and how to maintain it and how to get business credit and stuff, we definitely gonna get into that too as well. So y'all just stay tuned to the next one as well.
Yeah.
I mean, because that the start that is off your personal credit. You gotta get that under control first, because you're not gonna know how to manage that business credit until you know how to manage your personal credit.
Yeah.
Bingo.
And you gotta watch out for them interest rates too. Like, don't just agree with any interest rate. Hey, no, the lower the better. The lower it is, the less stressful you'll be.
Yeah.
Exactly.
For sure.
Yeah, this has been a great show, man. The info, man. I mean, it's stuff I'm still learning about too, and every time we talk, I'm learning something.
Yeah, me too.
So, but yeah, man, this is what it's all about. Get control of your personal credit. Go ahead and fix your credit yourself. You can go into it, dispute it, have them to remove it without paying anybody. So that's one thing. That's one way you can save money. Try to fix your own credit first.
Yeah.
And then if it's something that you can't really do, then try to get help after that. So, but if you can do it yourself, do it yourself. Save that money.
Yeah.
Save that money.
But fellas, man, it's been a great one. I had a blast once again, man. I definitely appreciate both of y'all.
For sure.
And we gonna go ahead, as far as Redline Junkies, y'all can hit him up, follow him on YouTube and TikTok and IG. So, follow him there. You also got my man Deuces.ImOut, on IG and Snapchat. So hit him up on that. And then shout out to my man Living with Kings, who will be with us on the next one. Follow him on YouTube, IG, and TikTok at Living with Kings. Also, with us, follow us. On my organization, Arms of the Promise. Follow us on IG and Facebook. Follow Antonio the Quiet Storm on IG. Also follow Shift Out of Neutral on IG, YouTube, Antonio the Quiet Storm on YouTube as well. And also I'm on TikTok too. So y'all can follow any of those social media platforms. We definitely if you need a website done or anything, hit up my tech team right here. That's her website at Nelby Designs. Follow her on Instagram as well as Facebook as well. So if you need a website done, definitely hit her up. She will hook you up. So if you want to be a guest or got any questions, you can also send to shiftoutofneutral@gmail.com. So make sure you hit us up. If you just want to say hey, send us an email. Let us know how we doing. But definitely appreciate all the love and support that you all are showing out there, and definitely these brothers right here of mine, man. I definitely appreciate y'all, and we definitely gonna do it again on the next one. So everybody, y'all stay tuned to when that's gonna be, as we will be putting it out on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So any last words from either one of y'all before we get up out of here?
Hey man, like he said, go support all of us. You know what I'm saying? We definitely support. We give back. If you have any questions or whatnot, y'all can always hit me up. Any of us, hey man, I got people in my Instagram all the time. So
yeah, spread the word about this podcast, y'all, because we really ain't nobody perfect. We all learning, but let's all learn together and reach out to our brothers and sisters around the world. And so tell everybody about this, man. We gonna give y'all what y'all need out here.
For sure.
Yeah, we don't know everything, but hey, we can definitely answer the best we can. If we don't know the answer, we definitely go find it for you.
Yeah.
So just trust and believe that. But thank y'all, everybody out there. We appreciate y'all. We know people got things to do. As Redline said something about grass. I got a date with some grass. I got to cut myself right now. So
I had my date yesterday.
But yeah, definitely, fellas, man. Definitely appreciate y'all and appreciate everybody out there watching and supporting it. and we will definitely holler at y'all later. All right.
All right.
Peace out.
So.